This is Adam Sliver Trade, and I am going to take everybody through probably the most important part of my watch list building process, which is finding that sweet spot. And what I mean by that is, where do you put your levels? Because you can find support and resistances all across the chart, sure, but what support or resistance is going to make a good trigger? And that could be a trigger for a breakout or a breakdown or a bounce or a rejection. So, where do you want your key levels to be? How far away do you want them to be from the previous close? So, something about my style is I am not looking at after hours. I'm strictly looking at the previous market close. And so I'm on TradingView here, and you can pull up the ATR indicator here just by going to indicators, typing in ATR or average true range, and then it will pull this up on the bottom. And so it's important to note that I'm in daily. I'm in the daily chart. You know, this ATR will not be, this will be showing for hourly candles, but if I'm in the daily, that's what I want. So on BABA, basically what it's showing me is that the average candle is about $6, right? And the cool thing about this indicator is you can change the length. So I like to look about 5 to 7 days back. So let's do a little testing here. So it's going to be about 6:30-ish, just going back 7 days. If we go back 5 days, it's going to be a little bit less. And then if we go to, say, 30 days, because a lot of people like to use 14, 30 days, it's going to be a little bit more. So I personally like to look through 5 to 7 days. So I'm going to go with 7. And the reason for that is because I want to know the recent movement of these candles. And what I'll do is I'll use this ATR indicator, but I'll also just kind of spot check it with my own eyes. I'll just measure these candles wick to wick. I know I've said this in previous videos, but you can, kind of spot check, smell tests, right? 123 to 118.50 to 123. So, a little over, $4.50, which seems to correlate decently with this 6, but you can tell that this candle right here is having a big impact on the ATR. You can see it jump from about 5.5 to almost 7, just over that one candle. So maybe I do go in here and I say, okay, it'll probably be smarter if I change this to 10 or 15 or something a little bit bigger. So I notice that it's about $6.40. So where the 20 to 25% rule comes in is you want to take this number here and kind of spot check it with the actual candles. Maybe it looks a little bit more like $4, but over here you're seeing there's candles over here that are $7. On the safer side, I would probably go with about 5. I would probably cut it in the middle just because you have some pretty differing sizes in the candles here. So I'd go with about 5. Okay, so then what's 20% to 25% of that $5? And that gives you either $1 to $1.25. So what I want to do now is I want to go into the hourly chart and the 15-minute chart and find levels that are about $1 to $1.25 away. And why this 20-25%? That's because for me personally, from my experience, I've noticed that if you're building a watch list for the very next day, this is where you're going to find your sweet spot. You're not going to get faked out because it's too close, and you're not going to be missing out on the move because it's way too far away. So if I go here, which is about $1.50, maybe I move it up here. I kind of like this. I like that. Yeah, looks good to me there. And I want these to be equidistant from the close. So I can give it a little bit over, honestly. So maybe closer to that due to the tops of these, tops of this. sort of the bottom here, but again, this is not perfect whatsoever. Maybe I do need to keep it up here. Thing is with BABA, it has a tendency to gap, so these levels might be useless anyways, but I will go through several other examples before we finish up the video. So here I can probably go with something like this. That's about $2. This here would be about $1.50. Would be the bottoms here. Then would be the tops here. Not perfect at all, but I'm not really complaining about this. These are pretty solid levels, and they're equidistant about, a little bit over $1 to the downside, and then, $1.40 to the upside. I'm not mad at it. Let me go into the 15-minute just to confirm. Yeah, that looks good. I'm not a huge fan of the chop here, but we'll live with it. I do like that. Yeah, this will be fine. I think these are very significant levels. So we'll go to the next one. Okay, we go back to the daily chart. Oops, I have a drawing on there from the past. This was my price prediction on PFE. So it looks like PFE is breaking out of a falling wedge, or whatever you want to call it, a descending triangle. We have an ATR of, let me make this smaller and zoom in. The ATR is $2. So we're looking for triggers that are about 50 cents away maximum. Ideally, they'd be a little bit under. So if we close at 59.05, I can throw this up here at 59.56. Perfect. Looks great. And then I can put this. Yeah, I like 58.65. See, it's 40 cents away. I could even lower it just a tad because there could be some underlying support here. So maybe about 58.60. Yeah, I like that a lot. So we took the ATR, $2. We took 20 to 25% of it. And then we got 50 cents. And then we wanted to get some in the ballpark of 50 cents that are equidistant from the previous close. 45 cents away here, 50 cents away here. Boom, there are your triggers. Now, Facebook has been a fun one because the range has been sort of crazy. So we're going to go into the daily and let's find the ATR. Okay, it gives us about 9.2. So let's just round down to 9 or 8. So maybe $2 or a little bit above $2 because let me spot check some of these. About 7. 9. Wait, that's not, yeah. Well, this is a small one. 43, 47. Yeah, so let's go with about $2 or maybe even a little bit less for the triggers because these candles, I mean, you could get a really small candle, but the close on Facebook made me think that this could be a pretty volatile week for the stock. 328 to, yeah, so I would say $8. So let's just go with about a $2 range from the previous close. So we closed at 336.32. I'm in the hourly. I'm going to get rid of that one, and then I will grab this. And that looks pretty good across the top. It's about $1.60 away. I'm definitely going to go into the 15-minute on this one. This looks really good. This 333.25 or 333.30-ish. It's exactly $2 away. Now let's work on this call trigger again. So I know that I need to raise it. I'll probably raise it up to here. Well, that's not very good. See, the 339.28 is $3 away, and that's a little bit too much for me. So I want to find something that is closer. Oh, that's perfect. 338. Perfect. Yeah, bottom of that wick. And then we get the top here, kind of the top here. Couldn't break above it here and fell. Yeah, I really like it. Let's see if these two levels go back any. Yep, perfect. Good. Great. Okay, cool. Yeah, those are awesome Facebook levels. And by the way, this is probably going to be my watch list for Monday, January 3rd, the first watch list of 2022. So, and repetition, right? So, what I'm noticing here is Nvidia is still doing this downtrend here. Tried to break out here, but it seems like it might be falling back into it. Had some rather small candles, but it's coming across support. So maybe I will raise the ATR. I mean, I think 10 is just fine. 10 is probably more than enough. Personally, I think 10 is probably grabbing these, so maybe I even lower it. I'll lower it to about 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, I'll make it about 8. Okay. This should give me a pretty decent number. Yeah, $10.50. So yeah, I like that a lot. Nvidia has tons of movement potential. So $10.50. We want these max, around $2.50 away would be 25% of $10. So if Nvidia closed at 294.10, then we can go. I'll probably go in the 15-minute here. Yeah, maybe I lower it just a tad, but that's kind of pushing it. It's kind of pushing it it's a little tight. But that's the more significant level. Either that or I raise it to something like this, 326.26 or 296.26. I think I like 296.10 better. A lot better. And then to the downside, need about $2. Think about 292 could be good. I might need to go back into the hourly with this one because these candles have a lot of wicks. Makes it a little bit difficult. Yeah, 292 isn't such a bad number. And then 296.10. Yeah, I like those. See, it just kind of, if you can, oh yeah, these look great. Well, the call trigger looks great. The put trigger looks average, but here's the thing with the levels. If the levels don't look good, then you just don't play that stock. That's basically the end of the story. I'm trying to look back a little bit more. Am I missing it? Yep. Okay. Well, that's all we get. If the levels will tell the story. If they're not giving you anything that's concrete that you really like, then you just don't play them. You pick a different one. If you don't like the levels on Nvidia, then go with AMD. Similar sector, same sector, and you can possibly get better levels out of them. I actually do like 292.40, but I'm gonna keep it where it was. So, all right, and then the last one I'm going to go over is DraftKings. Let me move this back. There we go. DraftKings daily chart for the ATR, and this should be about $2, I would think. Yeah, $1.88. So We want to pick something that's a little bit less than 50 cents. Actually, probably more around the 40-cent range. That would be very ideal. So here, it's almost exactly 40 cents. Perfect. And then here is probably going to be about 29, 27.95. I mean, that's very close to the 30 or 28 psych level. So this one you might need to give it a little bit more and say over 28.05. Yeah, that's what I'd do. Cool. Well, I hope that this explained well how to use the sweet spot and how to use the 20 to 25% rule that I've come up with. And it honestly, for me, it's all been about trial and error. So the important part is that you just keep trying. And if your levels don't work out one day, find out why. Find out, okay, which level did it actually obey, and scroll back in time and see, oh, okay, that's why it obeyed that level. I'll keep that in mind next time. And just remember that every stock has its own personality. So some will respond to wicks more, some will respond to bodies of candles more. So it's just very important that you don't get frustrated if your watch list doesn't go perfectly the first time or the first 30 times. Just keep working, trial and error. And I believe that this is a method where you can find consistent good plays on a daily basis. Thank you, everyone.